The world for Emily was a collection of beautiful, ordinary moments. It was the comfortable silence she shared with her mom while they folded laundry, a silent language of love. She believed, with the unshakable certainty of an 18-year-old, that she had an endless supply of these moments. She was right about their beauty, but terribly, tragically wrong about their endlessness. There was Liam, her boyfriend, whose hands seemed molded to fit perfectly in hers. Their love story was written in shared glances and the easy way he could make her laugh. Then there were her friends, Sarah and Maya. A trio bound by the kind of fierce loyalty that felt invincible. Family was her anchor, the steady ground beneath her feet. Her younger brother Mark's relentless attempts to beat her at video games. Her mom's hugs that could somehow fix anything. Emily was the bright star at the heart of it all, her infectious optimism a gravitational force. She moved through her days with a lightness, her smile promising everything would always be okay. Life was a song, and Emily knew all the words. She was on the cusp of everything: graduation, college, a future that shimmered with potential. She was standing at the edge of the rest of her life, assuming it would be long and wonderfully ordinary. The universe, however, had a different, crueler story in mind. The change began not with a bang, but with a whisper, a persistent exhaustion that clung to her like a heavy blanket. It was easy to ignore, to explain away, but the whisper grew louder until it became a shout she could no longer silence. The doctor's office was sterile and white, thick with unspoken anxieties. Words like abnormalities and further testing floated around her. They didn't feel real. They couldn't possibly be about her. Then came the day the world stopped spinning. Her mom's hand gripping hers so tightly their knuckles were white. Stage 4, aggressive, cancer. Each syllable landed like a physical blow, knocking the air from her lungs. The universe of small, beautiful infinities she had collected shattered into unrecognizable pieces. In that moment, Emily felt herself split in two. There was this new Emily, defined by disease, a patient file, a statistic. She looked at her mom, saw the silent tears, and terrifying clarity washed over her. This was real. This was happening. The future, that bright open road, had dissolved into thick, impenetrable fog. Leaving the hospital was like stepping onto a different planet. The world kept moving, but Emily was frozen in the horrifying silence of her new reality. The song of her life had been replaced by deafening static. In her place was a stranger asking a single, terrifying question: what now? The diagnosis sent ripples through her world, changing every relationship. Some friends, unsure what to say, simply disappeared. But Sarah stayed. Maya stayed. They brought ice cream, sat through terrible TV, proving friendship isn't about having the right words, but showing up. Her relationship with Liam underwent painful recalibration. The easy romance was suddenly burdened with the weight of her illness. But he would sit by her bed for hours, reading when she was too tired, his presence a steady anchor. The house, once filled with laughter, now hummed with low-grade tension. Her parents' faces were etched with worry they tried desperately to hide. They became her nurses, advocates, protectors, their love a fierce shield against darkness. Her brother Mark, once her chief tormentor, became her quiet guardian, bringing water without being asked. Emily felt like a ghost haunting her own life. Bitter resentment sometimes coiled in her stomach, yet through anger and fear, a new kind of strength began to emerge. She started to see the world with painful, beautiful clarity. She was no longer just a girl. She was a fighter. She understood that forever isn't guaranteed, but a series of present moments. She was determined to live in them, fully and fiercely. Hope was a stubborn little weed that could grow in the most barren places. Not a loud, triumphant feeling, but a quiet, persistent whisper. She found it in small victories: a day without pain, a full meal, a walk with her dad. She started a blog to capture the light, writing about surprising kindness and beauty. Liam organized a prom in her living room. They slow danced, surrounded by twinkling lights. She made a good things jar. Every day they wrote something good and dropped it in. Her courage inspired everyone. She faced treatments with grace, never stopped smiling. The end came not like a sudden storm, but like a slow, inevitable tide. The treatments stopped working. Her vibrant energy began to fade. Everyone knew they were running out of time, fighting for moments. Her final days were spent at home, in the sun-drenched room, surrounded by her entire world. Liam never left her side, his whispered promises now referring to a different kind of eternity. One autumn afternoon, Emily's journey came to a quiet end. She passed peacefully, a faint smile on her lips. There was only a gentle exhale, a final soft release. The song was over. The world outside kept turning, but for those in that room, it had stopped forever. She left behind a legacy not of sadness, but of incredible love and defiant joy. The good things jar remained in the living room, a sacred monument to her spirit. Her loved ones would forever carry her light within them, living with more courage and kindness. In her short, beautiful life, she created a constellation of memories that would shine brightly long after she was gone.